to Talking the Gridiron, a special edition here, Mega Cast here. I got Jimmy Pilato far into the bench as always. Jordan Maxon, as you see in the top right here. John from Out of Your Falcon Mind. Hopefully Mike will be coming on here in a little bit. This is a big deal for us, a massive thing. We got 3 different shows going on YouTube. We got Twitter going, so glad that you could join us here at Variety Sports Network. Let's start with our guest, John, Out of Your Falcon Mind. How we doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing great, dude. I got the game on one screen, and was looking forward to coming on with you guys. Been trying all season. I think I was on for like 15 minutes earlier in the season before our birds kind of just went down the toilet. So that was better days, but we're better days are ahead. And yeah, for y'all that's tuning in on our channel, Mike's computer was working and his laptop crashed. And now he's got a buddy coming over to try to fix that laptop. So that's what we're waiting on. Hopefully he can get in here, but if not, we'll rock it out tonight either way, man. But hey, appreciate you guys having me on, man. It's awesome to be here. Oh, and if anybody's on our channel, man, please hop over to Variety Sports and drop a sub for those guys, man. They do incredible work. All great dudes. They do shows all week long, college basketball, NBA, NFL, college football, you name it, it's there. So drop them a sub. I much appreciate it. All right, back to you, Daren.
Appreciate it, John. And we're glad to have you on for that reason. Obviously, you guys have been killing it over at Out of Your Falcon Mind. You guys have been so we're proud to be able to kind of have you on the show and simulcast that with you, just like we've been doing with Far Into the Bench. Jimmy, how we doing there, sir?
Yeah, I'm I told you guys before, I'm coming off of like a 12-hour a stretch of 3 12-hour days. I know that's like just a normal week for some people. For me, that's a little bit strange, but we got our tournament done. With the high school team that I coach for wrestling. I've been able to watch football, catch up on stuff that I may have missed during the early game yesterday. But yeah, I'm excited. Divisional round is probably the best round of football all weekend. And this one's living up to the hype so far. 3-point game with under 10 minutes left. Hell yeah.
So let's get into the game right now. Like we're at it. It's still 27-24. We had like this do these teams just not want to play anything but classics, it feels like? And I don't know if like Romo tried to call it earlier in the game saying that the defense is going to get the stop at the end here. I don't know. We'll see if it's, again, which team has the ball last, pulls it out in this game. Is this like, I guess for like Allen, this feels like such a big deal, this game. Like this one feels massive. John, you feel that same way for Allen?
100%. Yeah. I mean, and what Carey was saying, who you got to, I want the Bills to win like badly, but I don't, I mean, who knows, man? Like you get Mahomes and Josh on the same field every time, dude. They one up each other they're trying to one up each other every drive, and it's damn near, it's crazy. I mean, the throws that they've been making tonight has been insane. So yeah, it's huge for Josh. So I think that, and the Bills in general, they just feel like can't get over the hump with these guys, and like this is a year to do it, especially a home field advantage. Time to do it now.
Jimmy. This, like we said, like Allen, like we said, he could not lose to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer last week. That was impossible for his image. That one.
What do you mean? He almost did.
For a second there, now he's got the real red machine that's out of this week. He's got the kids. They look a little bit more locked in an offense than we've seen them before. There is some hard hitting out there. Pacheco's running hard tonight.
Dude, he runs like he owes somebody money. Like it's insane. Like he runs like so aggressive. I love it, but it's just aggressive as hell.
Yeah, if I don't hit this yardage total, I got people coming after my family. So you guys are getting out of my way, or I'm running your ass over.
Exactly right.
That's Buffalo's offensive line deserves a huge shout out because what they're able to do to this team, like that first drive of the third quarter, holy crap! Talk about just a bludgeoning, a body blow, and Mitch Morse is doing that to Chris Jones.
Yeah,
Mitch Morse, Connor McGovern are doing that to Chris Jones. Oh wow! Woo.
Chris Jones pulling the running back by the hair to make the stop. Yeah, we're getting real out here.
It's on. It's on.
We got a few guys checking in here. Tyler, what's up, fellas? There.
Tyler,
over there. Chiefs are advancing. We got a few there. Then we got a few Bills here. Jordan checking in. Over here on Sunday night here. Bills need a little comeback here. A little comeback magic. Down by 3 as we kind of get to the nitty-gritty time of the fourth quarter here. Jimmy and will be giving us updates here if something happens along the way with it. Bills, like I said, this is just massive. I feel like there's franchise-turning moments. And the Chiefs have had theirs. They did that a few years. The Bills kind of like John, like you said, like you with a Falcons fan, Jimmy and Jordan here as Bengals fans, me as a Raiders fan, when they're there, and this is that opportunity that the Bills have to kind of knock that peg out of the way. Chiefs, goodbye, Mahomes. We've overcome that. I mean, we're letting Mahomes win on the road now. Like, I mean, this is a big moment for Allen, and so it will be interesting as these last 8 minutes go on, what the Bills can do. So I don't know. We'll see, Jimmy. What do you think of that?
I just can't come. If it comes down to the last score, it's almost like a Triple H championship run at this point. McMahon is going to come out of the stands, restart the match over. Jericho, you won the title, but you don't get to keep it. It's going back to Triple H because that's what my champion looks like. Patrick Mahomes will be my champion.
And I don't know. What do you think of that, Jordan?
I'm hoping. I'm really hoping the Bills get this done. Their home field advantage. It kind of like we were saying earlier. It means everything. He kind of has that Lamar talk on his back right now. We can get you there. We can get you to divisionals, but he's never got actually over the hump. So he really, everything's kind of hinging on this. The piece between him and Diggs is kind of depending on this too. Poyer has kind of talked retirement in the last couple of weeks, along with a couple other defensive players. So I think everything, both for rejuvenation of interest in the game and their careers, and even the coaching staff is on the hot seat over in Buffalo as well. So this game means everything.
Fake punt, Jordan. After that, it gets a little hot. It's a little hotter there. And then who was the Chiefs receiver that might have saved his job? Hardman. He might have saved his job with the little touchback there at the end of the McDermott's saved that job. That touchback, man, that is the most gut-wrenching play when you're at the 1 yard line diving in and you get a touchback.
Yep. Nothing's
worse in the NFL than that there. So, all right, we'll keep it going here as this game, as it unfolds, as we give updates here. We'll stop it. We'll get into it. As I see it right now, we got about 7:34 left. Bills ball driving here against the Chiefs, down by a field goal. We'll see what happens. I did want to point out real quick, there was a moment when they got that encroachment. I thought for a second the Chiefs might go for 2 to go by 4, just to say, as we kind of set up this kind of final few minutes here. All right, as we kind of touch on that game here, let's touch on the earlier game that happened here. Jared Goff and the Lions. The magic continues, people. It continues. Dan Campbell, they get it done. Detroit feeling good. It's been a long time since
Detroit what?
Detroit what? 1991, the last time they've been in the NFC Championship game. They'll take on the Niners next week, but they get a W. I would say a hard-fought one against the Bucs. It wasn't. I mean, they were kind of in control, I felt like, but it was Baker made a little run for it there at the end. What do we think, Jordan, with the Lions here advancing?
And everything and then some. The Lions played their style of football. Definitely, they stuck with the run. They didn't ask Goff to do too much, and he didn't do too little. The defense stepped up when they needed to. They got the sacks on Baker to keep him behind the chains early and often, and just kind of made life miserable for him. They made him one-dimensional at the end of the game, and that's when Dan Campbell and company really teed off. So, hats off to Detroit. They played their game. They made Tampa play their game, and they got it done.
What do you think about it, John?
Yeah, man, I love Detroit, man. I love Campbell, and seeing what Ben Johnson made himself some money tonight, no doubt about it. Called a great game. Falcons just
hands off. He's still in a playoff run there, John.
Yeah, well, I don't care. I'm already on the phone, buddy. I was like texting during the game, but yeah, I mean they look, man. Of course I'm not rooting for the Bucs. I mean, they. In our division, I'm never going to do that. But I mean, I do give them props because we were all like just saying, the Bucs are going to finish last in the division. They, Baker Mayfield shit this, and man, they proved us all wrong. And I mean, Baker had a hell of a year, and I did feel a bit of me felt a little bad for him at the end with that interception. I'm like, damn, it's going to end this way. Like I felt just a touch of then it went away real quick, but I felt just for a second felt pretty bad about it. But. Yeah, I mean, I'm rooting for the Lions, man. For that city, it's been so damn like I can relate to the city very well as far as the fan base goes, and like just a long time with no good things happening. So it's like, I'm rooting for them to go all the way with it.
Yeah, that interception at the end really, it was such a weird one too, off the back foot, the way he had that. Yeah. Kind of as I kind of get it up on the drive, the last kind of screen here to that game, it was just the one thing that he showed is that he's going to get a job somewhere as a quarterback. It's probably going to be in Tampa Bay. They're probably going to resign him. I always think I kind of think about my Raiders team. If they did let him go, that would be kind of a guy that maybe they would sign. That would be an upgrade for that roster with Adams as maybe we have a quarterback that can throw to him like he had with Evans. I don't know, but I was in Bowles. I've been impressed with him to get this team to where they have over the line, and they were in this game, Jimmy. They had a chance with it.
Well, they had a chance because Detroit's defense, their secondary is a glaring weakness, and that does not. I know that Debo went down yesterday, but that doesn't look well for next week. I know Tampa did what they needed to make sure that game was close, but that game should have been a total blowout. And the fact that it wasn't is totally on the Lions defense. And they're gritty, they're tough, and they play hard, and they made the play when they needed to at the end. That does not give me confidence moving forward. Like, okay, we're going to have to beat San Francisco in a shootout. Do I trust Jared Goff to beat Kyle Shanahan offense minus Debo, but you still have Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, these other guys that can still go? Like, it's a little bit scary for me. I don't know how I'd feel as a Detroit fan. Like, this is a magical run, and you better get there now because it's tough as hell to get back to where even you are right now. So it's a little bit scary for me if I'm a Detroit fan.
What do you think about that, John?
Sorry, I just saw Allen just fumbled, but they got it back. So oh my gosh.
27-24 still. I got here 5:43. Bills at near midfield, right? That's where I have it at, inching towards midfield here. So we're at crunch time here. So what's your thoughts here though on the Lions? They get that W. Campbell they get that run after the kneecap comment. Took a lot of heat for that. This team looks tough.
Yeah, man. That's what they've done with Jahmyr Gibbs. They got a lot of flack for taking him early as they did, but that dude, I'm an Alabama fan, so I knew what they got when they got him, and he can do so much out of the backfield, catch the ball, run the ball, and then just like I said, the way he schemes that offense up so well. It's like doesn't overthink things, which I'm very used to here in Atlanta. He just does things that work, man. It's very creative, but yet it all works, So, but yeah, well, Jimmy said that the pass defense does worry me a little bit. I know Brock had an issue with the rain, I think, but if he's out there slinging it around, that might be an issue for him.
4th and 3. Here we go.
4th and 3, Bills ball here. With it.
I'm going to let you guys savor the moment because I'm a little bit ahead on my stream. And
where are we at, Jordan? Where are we at?
I'm ahead too.
That's fine. Give us the update if you're ahead of it, Jordan. Bill's
got it.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is a huge moment for Allen. This is it kind of is like that Purdy moment. We'll get to that here in just a second, but just kind of put a bow on this game as we can kind of touch on it too later. I feel like we do have to give the Lions fans. We're talking for us. I made the Super Bowl my team made 03. Your team made it a few years ago. Obviously, the Bengals a long way before that, and then your team, John, obviously the Falcons.
I don't want to talk about it.
Not too long ago. Then they made it obviously against the Broncos. But to not even be able to make the championship game since 1991 that's sticking through it a little bit. So it's a different type of run for Detroit here, and they get the Niners next week. The number 1 seed Niners. Jared Goff coming back to the Bay Area. Grew up 40 minutes away from where I live right now. So it'll be interesting. Went to Marin Catholic. He signed a football for my son when he was going through leukemia. So I do root for Jared Goff in that sake. It's a Rams ball though, but whatever. It still counts all the same. Doesn't matter what football it is. So little shout out for Jared Goff there. Marin Catholic representing Northern California here. They get past the Lions, and he showed some toughness today. I've always questioned Goff with in clutch moments. Can you hold on to a football, sir? Can you not let it go? Could you actually retain it? And today he was able to, and he looked confident, Jimmy, in big moments.
He's shown that the last 2 weeks. I think the pass that they had to get for the first down ice game last week, they could have very easily handed that ball off and done a 4th down conversion, try and get it. And 3rd down, they put it in Goff's hands, and he makes the right play. Their passing game has come so far with those 3 wide receivers starting to emerge the way that they are. I would give, it's not only confidence in Goff, it's confidence in the guys that he's throwing the ball to. And it's credit to Ben Johnson because that's what they said in the game too. They're not going to get 50-yard bombs on you. They have to scheme up pretty much perfectly in order to move the ball down the field the way that they do. And they have a couple guys like Jahmyr Gibbs proved today he's a home run hitter. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown is a home run hitter. Jamison Williams, obviously with his speed, is a home run hitter. So their offense is deadly. It just goes back to that other side of the football. I've been the team with the great offense, not my team, But I've seen a team with a really great offense go up against a team with a really great defense in the Super Bowl. And my co-host still has not emotionally recovered from that night in New Jersey. But we'll just leave it there. You want your defense to look better than they did today, especially like Tampa's offense. They still have Mike Evans. They still have Godwin. That's not a team that should be pushing you and exploiting your defense the way that they were.
Give Montgomery some credit too. He did a lot of dirty work.
Yeah.
He got into a lot of tight spaces, a lot of short situations, especially early on. He did a lot of pass blocking. Not only successful, but they asked him to carry a lot of load for those short-term situations, and he did phenomenal tonight.
Jimmy Jordan, we have to give our guy C. Henry. He was on a couple weeks ago, right? Michigan out there. He's one of the true Lions fans I've been kind of following.
Don't wake up.
On X, so
don't wake up. Don't even watch the game next. It's sports fandom is over at this point. National championship and an NFC championship appearance. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
So C. Henry, congrats. I mean, as a fan, that's fun. Like when you're, especially when you're passionate. Like people are like, so that's awesome that he gets to experience the championship game. And who knows, 60 minutes away. We'll get into our predictions later in that game here. Just to give people a little update, I got it at the 2-minute warning here. Chiefs, Bills. Bills have the ball. It looks like at the 26-yard line, 2nd and 9. I just had on the screen there that 4th down conversion they had. We'll see what happens. We'll see what here, boys. 2 minutes left. We'll go to overtime again in this one. Don't give Mahomes 12 seconds.
I don't think that there's a more even rivalry series in the NFL right now.
Crazy.
They were talking earlier at the beginning of the second half. They were tied 179 over their last 3 appearances. They're 3 points away from each other now. I think the last 3 games have gone into overtime or something insane like that.
Yep. What do you think about this? They're trying to do what they did. Do you think that's the strategy right now? Milk the clock.
If that's your strategy, abandon the fucking strategy. You keep that football until the end of the game. You do not give him any seconds to work with.
Zeros, baby.
Definitely not 12. Right? Wasn't that the magical number there with 12 seconds left, and you somehow still allow them to kick a field goal? One of the worst thank goodness I was not. That's just ridiculous football. But anyways, that's for another time. That's for a throwback time here. So we'll get the update here. These guys are here giving me we got 2-minute warning here. 2nd and 9. Bills have the ball like you said, maybe you guys feel like the Bengals Bills or the Bengals Chiefs is in a rivalry because you guys own Mahomes apparently, right? Is that what they did?
We don't have to talk about the last couple games, but yeah we do.
I just had to go there. All right, so we're at that part of it. Let's go to the other NFC game. Like I said, as soon as something happens here in this game, we'll break it off. We're going to talk Bills Chiefs any moment. But as we have it here in the background, yesterday, the Niners out here, they pull it out against the Packers, 24-21. This was a legit scary game for a lot of people out here. For me, it was really fun. My son he's getting into football as a second grader, so he's playing Madden now. He knows the players. I'm throwing footballs with him. He's pretending like he's diving into the couch. So it was fun for me. And I told Tyler this morning, I was like, just for a little bit, maybe a little. I was rooting for your Niners, but more because my son, not because you said him again. But you know what I mean? That was the reason why it's hard to go there with it. But the Niners pull it out. Shanahan gets a comeback win. They kind of call it. We'll call it a comeback win a little bit. What do you make of that? What do you make of that win yesterday, John, for the Niners? A big win against the team they should have beat, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely rooting for the Packers. I'm petty as hell, and I'll never get over that Shanahan shit from our Super Bowl run. So we'll see if the ghost of Falcons past come back and ruin his ass next week. But we'll see. But Jordan Love played his ass off. I mean, he's probably been the best QB since week 13 in the league, and watching them yesterday, the pass in the game, I was like flashbacks to this entire season that I watched. I was like, is that Desmond? Is that Taylor Heineke? Like throwing it across his body right to the dude. I'm like, what the fuck? Dude. But Aaron Jones, man, coming on like a freaking freight train and just running through people and running past people. I thought that was a heartbreaking way to end to lose that game. And Purdy just off. I mean, like I said, I know he said the rain, but I mean, he said at the end of the game too. Like I know it's the weather, that's football. You got to play through it. You got to figure it out. But he was off. He was not hitting. He was missing guys, left and right. So he wasn't himself. But McCaffrey, obviously, as the graphic says, with his second TD, helped him finish off the Packers. So.
as we get back to that game here in just a second, it looks like the Bills about to take a field goal attempt here in a few minutes. Here, so we'll see what happens there with the Bills. If they can make it, let me know, gentlemen. I'll be following here. Let me know if they get this. Mahomes will have plenty of time if they had to make this field goal. So they're in just a great spot. I just need.
And he missed it. He missed it. Holy shit, he missed it.
Oh no!
You're ahead of me.
Oh no! The Bills, unreal. How could you miss a field goal like that? That is.
Let's see. Ready? Oh, and it is wide right.
Yeah. No,
he misjudged the curve. The wind,
was it really wide right?
Yeah, it was dead center, and then the wind took it.
I'm about to watch it on my live version.
Jordan, what happened? Tell us right now. As you're
Tyler Bass has not missed a kick in the postseason,
they're
right?
Snapping it. He's looking up. It's wide right. It's not even close.
And cut. All right. So there we go. And so there we go. How that is a franchise more, Tyler? Yes, you read it.
Golly,
it's a much too familiar saying for the Bills. And you know what? As an AFC West fan, the Chiefs, you can go straight to you know where. That is straight to it. I am just sick and tired of this franchise. My goodness. Perfectly said.
He's not going to be able to curve it like that. There's no way.
The flags aren't even doing anything on top of the goalpost.
I swear I saw them moving.
I love our comments here. Buffalo choked the game.
There's a flag moving right now on the down marker. There's wind blowing.
Who does he owe money to?
Gets the baby.
Oh, it's the replacements. He's got the guys from the pub sitting in the stands. Tyler Bass owes people money.
He didn't light
two timeouts left. 2 timeouts left. Can they get the ball back? Can they get the ball back? 2 timeouts left. We'll see if they can. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? You had your fans shovel snow out of the stadium. You got to win this game. Like, is McDermott, is he gone if they don't win this?
He's gone. He's
almost already gone before they went on their streak.
So would that change like your Harbaughs of the world?
I was wrong about Dallas, but I don't know. I think he's got to be gone. He's got to be gone.
If that is, I would think if you're like a Harbaugh guy, like that would. I'll take Josh Allen as a quarter. That would. I mean, we'll get into the Falcons side of this in just a second here. My question of the week, but
would you want back in a division?
We'll see with it. So my goodness. So all right, they got a first down. It looks like right, or they're gonna get close. It looks like they're going for a first down right here.
Yeah.
So game.
Ball game.
Unbelievable breaking news. The Chiefs are going to advance right now. Unbelievable. I'm going to get it up here as you guys start talking about breaking news just for the dramatic people coming in this time. The freaking Patrick Mahomes so this is basically our Brady. This is basically going to be my son's version of Tom Brady growing up, basically. This is what this is turning into. Now, Jimmy, he's won a road game. Me and Nico have to deal with this crap in our division every year, and it's getting insane. It's pissing me off. Every week, with Mahomes winning a game. Andy reading that mustache. My gosh.
Yes, you have to play him twice a year, but Jordan and I have to deal with him to win our conference and go to the Super Bowl. So, hell.
And the schedule makers always kind of sneak them on our schedule, too. So we may very well be playing them twice a year.
Hey, we play them next year in Atlanta. So, yay.
I hope that's what Jesse Bates.
You got to go to that game.
You
got to take your son to that game, John.
I know. Yeah, we're definitely going to the Chargers game because our boys from the Bolt Bros podcast, they're actually coming out from west to us, so we're gonna have a big thing there. But yeah, we definitely got to get to that game for sure.
Unbelievable. I want to spend just a second on this before we go back to the other game, but it just I don't know where. I feel like we got to spend some time on the Bills here and their season coming to a dramatic finish here. I mean, Jimmy, we just led on coming on the show. Like Allen has to win this for his reputation.
They got out coached here, man. This last drive was
wow. I like that.
It was 3 straight passes. Well, correction, it was 2 straight passes. 2nd and 9, 3rd and 9. They dropped back and they passed the ball. They didn't. The run game's been working all game. I just said unbelievable. Why wouldn't you
Brady, baby? That's Joe Brady.
Call a design run. You know you can at least get 3. Call a design run. It's just I don't know. I'm honestly speechless. He got out coached.
And then
all they had to do, they were just playing to try and hold on. That's why they had the drive that they did out of the third quarter. It's a very fine line between playing to win and playing just not to lose. And I think everybody in the Bills came out in the second half and said, okay, let's just not go out there and lose this thing. And that's exactly what they did. That's tough.
That's kick. That looks just like my golf shot a little bit. That was definitely right there. Like just rooms. That looked straight, and then it went off a little.
If you catch the field goal, do you keep the ball or do you throw it back out of disgust?
I'll toss it back. I'll toss it right back.
I think
throw it back. That's what I remember. I had an opportunity at an Oakland Raiders game one time to catch a football, but I had nachos in my hand. I couldn't do it. I had to keep the nachos in it. I was too young. I had a chance. All right. So breaking news there. Like we said, the Bills, our guys at the other sports show, I'm sorry. They could get it. They don't get it done for you. More Bills heartbreak. I think us as fans of the teams we are familiar with this feeling, and much too often, and they find a way to do it again. Brandon, what's up there, our CEO of the Variety Sports Network. Like I said, if you're joining us right now after the game, we got John from Out of Your Falcon Mind. We got Jordan Max in here, and we got Jimmy Pilato far into the bench. I'm Daren Breyer, Fat Boy Fadeaway Sports here. We're kind of getting, as we were talking about the Niners game here, we got to have breaking news with the Chiefs and the Bills. What's up? Anybody tuning in? We appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe, like anything on our channels. I don't even know what to say with that. Just all our channels. Go to us. We can find it. John. That's what it is. Sunday night here. Hey, I got class. I got 8 classes tomorrow. I'm worried about it. Right?
Oh,
so
my goodness.
I got more than that.
I'm right there with you.
Jimmy, you
first 5-day week of the second semester, first Monday of January. I'm pissed.
Damn it, President's Day weekend. What is that? No, at least we get the Super Bowl off the next Monday, or at least I do anyway. So I'll take that one.
You guys get winter break out there?
Say that again.
You guys get winter break out there, like in February?
We don't get anything like that. We don't get no snow days, no nothing like that.
Oh, dude, we got a week in February, and then we got like a month and another spring break. Yeah, we got all kinds of breaks over here. It's crazy.
Nah, I got nothing like that here. Nothing like that here in the school system.
Ohio gives you nothing, and you will
like it.
We actually want to keep you all year round, so let's go.
Let's go. We'll keep you. I'm still, as we're talking, all right, guys. I'm just still, I don't know. I'm just in shock. I thought the Bills were going to win.
It's what the NFL wants, because now we get Taylor Swift at a home AFC champ, or actually on the road again at the AFC Championship.
And she was at the game again today.
She was at the game again.
Now I have a question about. I saw Kelsey had his shirt off. The brother Jason Kelsey, who announced his retired. And now I don't live in cold weather. Like today, it's rainy, but it's still like 42 degrees out here. Like all I'm saying is this: is there something about snow that makes people want to show those nipples? Is that what it's about? Is like taking the shirt off, like part of the game with cold weather?
Hey,
I don't understand this. What is the deal?
If you're 6 deep, if you're 6 or 7 deep, I mean, you don't even feel it. I mean, you're just kind of like, screw it. I'm good. I'm warm. It'll be fine.
I don't have the height with it. At 5'8", my shirt stays on. So I don't. There's no intimidation factor here for me to take my shirt off. So.
Come on, at a Bengals game, you would do it. A few in there, you gotta get a little snow in there.
If the Bengals win a Super Bowl, I will run around Cincinnati at the stadium without my shirt.
There you go.
Heard it here. I'll do it.
All right, good. Let's at least we want to keep the pants on there, people. All right, the Super Bowl will be the Lions.
Yeah, pants on are important. Pants are very important.
What was the thing Hugh Jackson said?
You go to jail for that shit. Yeah.
Wasn't it Hugh Jackson said something like that? If the Browns make the playoffs, we don't win a game or something like that, I'll swim across the river in Cleveland or something like that. He said something crazy. Like the lake,
the Cuyahoga River.
Exactly. What's up, guys? There with it. We're just kind of yep. We're tuning in here. We got John here with Out of Your Falcon Mind, Jimmy far into the bench. We're kind of talking about the Bills choking a little bit of here to the Chiefs. The Chiefs, they played better. I was impressed with Pacheco today. He was, when I was watching that game, he was the guy that kind of stood out to me. Allen still played well. Like that throw he made in the corner of the end zone was pretty. That's a dime on the spot. I don't know. Like I still find myself really impressed with Allen. I'm just not one of these people that says he's a bum. I don't know. There's a lot of quarterbacks, though, as you think about it, that he falls in this category now of guys that might not make it to the next level because of Mahomes and Burrow keeping him, or other guys like that keeps him from this next level, like a Randall Cunningham or.
So he's this generation's Dan Marino.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe Marino makes me one, but I do feel that way. Like he's a great quarterback, but because of his competition in the AFC, he might not make it. I don't know. It's just he might just be one of those quarterbacks that's kind of lost in that big Super Bowl picture at some point. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's possible.
I don't know. Get a few comments in here. Chiefs winning it all. Gosh, please no. Please no. I mean, we do not need to see that. What was it? My guy Savage 3 the hard way out there. He said, "If I can see it now, they win." And Kelsey proposes to her at the midfield. I was like, "If that, oh my God, please, Lord, please, Lord, if there's a God out there, you will not allow that to happen. You will not allow that to happen." You will not allow that to happen. All right, hey, as we kind of get back to that, if people comment on the Bills, Chiefs, well, I'll put them up out here on the screen. We can talk about that anytime with it. All right, I want to just kind of put a little bow on this game with it as we kind of started about it before that ending of that game. Now, to me, this is still that Bills-Chiefs game is probably number 1 now. This one was number 2 leading into it. The Packers, I was impressed with them at least kind of keeping it in a game for a while. The Samuel injury definitely affected some things. McCaffrey. Jimmy, now I know what you mean. Like in high school, like how could you ever tackle this guy? This guy gets
Nobody
hit
did
yards in the NFL. Like this guy's balance is insane. Like he gets hit and he like literally scoots 4 to 5 more yards. And like every time I see that, I'm like, I think of your comment. I'm like, yeah, no wonder your coach was like, yep, you're returning punts. Yep, you're returning. Like, yeah, this guy's an animal.
But anytime they needed something, it'd be like, okay, Christian, go out there, go return this kick. Put about the 30-yard line. We need our offense to get a little bit of work in the red zone. Okay, Christian, go out there, play safety, get this interception, and we need the ball back on offense. So get this interception. I'm going to look up. I've told people, I've recommended this. If you're a fan of And One highlights, you have to find Christian McCaffrey's highlights from Valor Christian High School.
I looked it up. It's insane.
It's outlandish. He shouldn't have been allowed to play in our league. I know, and I'm a competitive guy saying that. We all wanted to beat him. But everybody just knew, like, that was a different animal. Yeah, there's a 20-minute highlight video, and I'm guaranteeing you're going to count at least 35, 40 touchdowns.
He's just an animal. I got the touchdown here on the screen. I'm taking the lead last night. John, Purdy's been taking some heat. Tyler, my guy T&B's been defending him like crazy out here. I look forward to him defending him.
Taking shots, Daren. He's straining our relationship because he wants to take shots.
I saw that. You called him delusional. He was very offended about you calling him delusional last week about that. So he was fired up about that. He even had to bring that up on T&B. We had some fun there with PSN about it. I mean, John, though, like, it wasn't the prettiest game or the purdiest game, as we say it. But this was, he came up. I mean, that's a clutch drive to end the game. I don't know what to tell you.
It was, I mean, it's like, and, folks, I mean, of course, it's the argument of like, is it Shanahan's offense that makes him successful, or is it just him going out there and, being himself and, him being the reason. So it's a combination. You can't be a terrible quarterback. I don't care what system. You still have to make the right decisions. You've got to put the ball where it's got to be. Like all those things have to come into place. So, I mean, it's probably both, but I mean, I wasn't as high on Purdy as I probably am now after the season he's had. I mean, you can't deny it. I mean, he's just, like I said, I mean, I'm sure, and I think it goes under the radar a lot too, is the quarterbacks and what system they're in. That's so important, man. We talk about it on our show all the time. It's like if the coach is not feeding to their strengths, then it doesn't matter what system, what kind of quarterback they are, it's just not going to work. So like the way that he does it. And the way that he's able to, he did it here with Matt Ryan. I mean, Matt didn't have a very good 15 season, but he said in 15, he's like, man, if we can figure this out, we're going to be unstoppable. 16, they were unstoppable. They just outscored everybody. And I mean, you've seen the same thing since he's been there, So I give him props, man. I mean, like I hate it, but I give him props.
What do you make of that, Jordan? Here, they'll get to Jimmy to wrap it up here if we move on with it. What's your thoughts on Purdy? We've talked about it a lot. Even when they played the Bengals, you tried to tell my friend Mr. Joe, the main man. He said he might join next week. We got him. He said that. Relax. Aaron Rodgers.
Relax.
That game, they're fine. But what do you think about the gloves with the quarterbacks? You're a coach. What does that matter with a wet ball? Like, what does that matter? I saw he switched it a little bit.
I played. I was never at the quarterback position, but I've always played with gloves on both sides of the ball, both linebacker and receiver. So I personally, I throw better with the glove on. It's just that's a me thing. But if you don't,
such a wussy, Jordan, such a wood. No, we
We can set up a variety sports boxing match and find that out.
I like your
Now,
chances.
that will get some views. That will get some views.
I like your chances against me. I like your.
Look at the hat he's wearing, Darren, and then,
I
tell
agree.
me what the odds are going to be.
Come on.
I think there's a handful of us that wouldn't get mauled in like 30 seconds, and those of us are still like in our 20s and coaching sports at the high school level. Everybody else might get mangled within 15.
All right, I'll see Jordan and Doug. We'll see them go at it. That's what I like to see. Jordan and Doug go at it.
I got 2 plates on my right foot, so you get spotted a little bit.
So now I know what foot to sweep. Grit.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
After a bit. But
go ahead.
I did tell him to relax a little bit because everybody kind of forgets that Brock Purdy didn't have that much starting experience. He kind of came from the bench. He was a last round draft pick, Mr. Irrelevant. And it's a learning curve, and I think we're finally kind of seeing that it's coming together. He's learning the system that he's in, and he's kind of excelling it. Where before my criticisms toward him was that the 49ers are a Lamborghini. They have an amazing offensive line, the best left tackle, one of the best running backs in McCaffrey when they made the trade. Debo Samuels before that was kind of doing both duties at receiver and running back. So they always kind of had the weapons. Kittle's one of the smartest tight ends in the game, knows where to find the space, can block like a motherfucker moving forward. So that was always my kind of criticism. But here, Brock Purdy again, late in the game, making the drive, making the completions, finding the space. He's won my opinion over. So Doug Stevens can finally get off my back about it. Brock Purdy's won my opinion over.
Sounds like Doug's annoying a lot of people out there. Doug, you need to relax a little bit. What's about that Ohio, Cleveland? You got to relax out there.
You don't live in Cleveland. You live in Cincinnati. We don't do that here.
He's too stressed out there with it. All right. We got that with the Niners here. All right. Before I get to a Falcons question, my last game here, before I get to our question of the week here, Ravens, I got to give a little respect. I got to give Lamar, the MVP, a little respect here with it, John. The Ravens are – I felt like they had the advantage against the Texans, obviously, going into this game. That proved out that way. I have it there. They outrushed Houston 229-38. Jordan, when we did the preview, we talked about turnovers. Texans weren't able to get anything there. They did have the big return, but they didn't get anything from Stroud. The Ravens were ready to roll in this game. John, what's your thought about – a little respect on Lamar's name in the Ravens? You think it's what do you make of that win over the Texans?
Yeah, man, I was happy for Lamar. He gets shit every year for not being the guy or not being able to get over the hump or not being able to throw or whatever you want to call it. Not being a pocket quarterback, all that shit you hear about him. So he's a nightmare to defend, man. I mean, like he gets out of the pocket and he's so damn fast, and he can throw the ball like Mahomes. He can throw it any angle. He can throw it 100 miles an hour. He can put touch on it, and the guys that they've got around him have been just fine. Zay Flowers had a hell of a year, I mean, and so Odell Beckham out there making plays for him. I mean, so everybody thought he was
outfit though. Lockheed did ruined it,
dude. Yeah, I mean, folks thought he was washed, like just washed, and here he is making plays. So I mean, and that defense, I mean, those two guys, I mean, Roquan Smith and Queen, man, in the middle, like they run that whole thing, and Kyle Hamilton coming down making plays left and right, just nasty defense. So I mean, I like them against the Chiefs next week. I mean, even though it's freaking Mahomes and the refs, but I mean, I still like the Ravens
and the refs. Thank you for throwing that in there. Yes,
it's damn right.
Well deserved down there. Jimmy, I mean, you're obviously, this is a division guy for you. We've talked about the Ravens a lot during this year. You've ripped on them, Jackson, many times if I've done the show with you over the last 2 years. You have given his credit too, but you also have been harsh on him, probably more because you're a Ravens fan. But what do you make of him this year? He does seem a little bit more locked in than he's been the last couple of years.
Well, that's what has the criticism been. He hasn't played well or performed in the playoffs, and now he's won a playoff game. And if he can win next week and get his team into the Super Bowl, then I will have nothing else. Everybody will know at that point. Then, anything that I say about Lamar Jackson is just because I'm tired of him making my team look silly. That's I don't like that. I don't like having to play these really, really good players and knowing that there's nobody on defense. Like that first year when he was in the league, that stupid spin highlight that gets played over and over again. Poor Nick Vigil. He never made anything other than that one highlight where Lamar Jackson literally spun in and he dove in front of him. It is impressive what they've done. And they're beating the crap out of the teams that they play. It's not just enough to win for them. They're like BCS style points. They want to put up as many as they possibly can because they feel like they've been disrespected over the last few years.
That's a good call there. What do you make of that, Jordan?
I'll give Lamar some credit where credit is due. Absolutely, he played a phenomenal game. But the Texans, they ran out of gas. Not having his number one wide receiver and then not having Noah Brown, it definitely started to show up there late in the game. Not a lot of people were open. Schultz had a lot of key drops, which were kind of uncharacteristic, and the defense was out there a lot more than they should have been. King and company got gas there at the end of the game, and it showed. But, I mean, other than that, the Texans, I mean, they brought the house. They sacked them 4 times. They got to them. They made life uncomfortable in the first half. But you have to score against them, and that's just what the Texans couldn't get done. In the ground game, give the Ravens ultimate respect.
Oh, yeah.
I believe they were averaging 1.5 yards a carry for the Texans when it was all said and done. So phenomenal job. Both keeping Stroud, in the pocket. Even though he did extend some plays, but he didn't really get it going with his legs. So they were disciplined in their pass lanes, and that comes down to coaching and organization. So definitely, my hat goes off to the Baltimore Ravens, as much as it pains me to say it.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
We try to keep it professional here. Try to keep it professional, but he
go Chiefs.
He got it done. He definitely. Lamar got it done. It was a great called game there in the second half. They found out a way to win, and they put their will on the Texans. So, not to take anything from the Texans. Texans had a phenomenal year. I kind of want to wrap with that. They overachieved. They won their division. They didn't choke. C.J. Stroud had a phenomenal rookie year.
Yep.
A lot to be excited for moving forward. They get him some weapons and a better offensive line on the right side, and you're talking some major things there in the future. So,
and I got that up on the screen here too. I had to point that out before you kind of move on. The Texans, D'Amico, you get that. I mean, he would be a guy I'd want to play football for. Like if I or just any
big time.
I'm a basketball guy, but that give me that energy, give me that passion, give me that love. I'll play for that all day. Lamar, go ahead, Jimmy.
I think that John had something to say.
Ahead, I was going to say. Only I was going to say was, and two. I mean, I think a lot's got to be said for Todd Monken too in that offense. The way he's totally revamped it for Lamar, because Greg Roman was just like, all right, we don't have anything. Lamar, you run the ball, and Lamar get killed. And Todd Monken's let him throw the ball. He's let him be a quarterback that he actually can be. So, and to people around here, obviously, any Georgia fan that's watching, he did obviously really good stuff with UGA. So, it doesn't surprise me at all to see him doing that type of stuff, with Lamar up in Baltimore.
And like I said, this will be a fun game when we get into that prediction here. Ravens at Chiefs. There's a little drama, a little Harbaugh. We'll get into that in just a second here. All right, let's get into my question of the week here. Maybe some of the people joining us here on Out of Your Falcon Mind, you might have a little input here on the chat. We will get to it. You guys have been hot in the news here, John, involving your quarterback. A lot of people want Ravens, Lions. I love that. The Lions always beat a Raven, right? They should be able to beat that's how my kids pick them. All right, so we got that question of the week here. Who is going to be the next coach of your Atlanta Falcons? As I call him, Bill the Thrill is getting interviewed there for a couple times there, Bill Belichick. You've had Harbaugh. It looks like you guys are going what we call big game fishing a little bit here. What do you got to make out of the Falcons head coaching search here? And the reason it's great you're on is because you are going after these massive names. So I'm curious what your thoughts of it is.
Yeah, man, we've got like 20 lines in the water right now. Which I like. I mean, we're interviewing everybody. I mean, it's like you said, Bill's had his second interview. Harbaugh will have a second interview later on. We just interviewed Ben Johnson. Second interview with your guy, Brian Callahan, or your guy's guy, coming up soon as well. So,
take him.
You got to look where we came from. All right, we've had a few issues the last few years. Y'all might have seen. We need somebody who can develop a quarterback. Which Brian Callahan, obviously working with Joe Burrow, and what was the other one you worked with?
Jake Browning.
Jake Brown. Yeah, Jake Brown. Obviously that was looked better than our first team offense. I mean, y'all's off with Jake Browning. So that's that says something. But
just don't play the
Steelers
with that. Brian
right.
He can't play against the Steelers.
Can't play against the Browns.
That too.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, I don't know. I mean, like all the reports were saying that Bill's the favorite, and yeah, thank you. That was yeah. But
Jesus, I had to get that. I had to share that today on your post. Jesus, I see what you've done for other people, and now I want that for me. Lions
I
fans,
just do. That's it. I'm a simple man, dude. I look at the Lions. All I want for my Falcons next year. But no, I mean, it's funny, man. You ask people in Atlanta, and it's like. Most of the people don't want Bill, and I initially didn't want Bill either. And he's still not my top choice because I don't know what that comes with. I don't know if that means, Bill's going to have full control like he had in New England, if he's going to be picking talent, picking QBs. I don't want, how long is he going to coach for? Is it going to be 3 years, 5 years, 2 years? I don't know. There's too many questions around it for me now. But I'm open to it if it's structured correctly. I don't want Matt Patricia coming here and trying to coach my defense or my offense or anything else. Keep his ass somewhere else. So there's just a lot of questions. I think most people in Atlanta want Jim Harbaugh. That's kind of like that's who they would pick if they had to choose. But and there's a ton of people want Ben Johnson and Bobby Slowick from Houston.
Who do you want? Who do you want?
I would take. I mean, Harbaugh is the kind of guy. I mean, because. Proven winner, wins everywhere he goes, can build programs. I got no issue with Harbaugh if he comes in at all. I mean, and with the way Ben Johnson, there's not been one person we've interviewed where I've been like, oh shit, not that guy. I'm kind of open to pretty much everybody. I mean, some folks are scared off because we just, Arthur Smith was the hot offensive coordinator at the time. We hired him. Look what happened. And now it's like, we don't want to dip back in that boat again. And Arthur Blank and the upper management's in super, pressure to get this hire right and to win now because the fan base is just like, y'all just wasted 3 years. We've drafted 3 consecutive Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan Robinson, all in the same draft. All in the first round, consecutive years, top 10 picks. It's like we didn't address the quarterback, and that's essentially what got Arthur fired. So it's like, this hire has got to be right, man. And it's a ton of pressure into it.
And not using Bijan enough. He could have helped my fantasy team a little bit more there, John. With using
yeah.
Bijan.
Oh, dude, it was a disaster, man. Our buddies at the Falcoholic, it's like this. I mean, they put it perfectly. Like being a Falcons fan is like riding a roller coaster with a terrible health rating. I mean, it's just you never know, man. In this season,
I feel like the 3 of us can I honestly, when you were coming on, I knew we were going to talk about this. I feel like Bengals, Falcons, Raiders fans, 20-year period. I feel like we're not perfectly the same boat, but there's some similarities here.
Oh, big time.
Crappiness.
Absolutely.
Big time.
I think I take the top though.
You're probably up there. You're probably up there.
I know the Raiders go to the top.
John, let me ask you this: with kind of the new information kind of coming out that Bill Belichick wanted to punt Mac Jones before the season started and was vetoed by Robert Kraft and ownership, does that give you more confidence if they did pull the trigger on Bill?
Yeah, I guess.
Because he wanted to scrape that, or do you still feel like he just doesn't bring enough to the table for excitement?
Yeah, I mean, that does make me feel a little bit better. But to me, if he comes to town, and we said this on our show, and then Matt Ryan said it on CBS, so maybe it's feel a little bit better that we kind of backed up by him. But if Bill does come, he's probably bringing he's going to want a veteran QB, whether that be Kirk Cousins or Russell or whoever. I mean, he's going to want a veteran QB. Maybe a year or 2, but that's fine. I'm cool with that. As long as I would love to see us still draft a Jaden Daniels or somebody like that in the top and let him sit for a year, let him learn, let him just, actually try to do this correctly for once, and I'm not worried about the defense. I mean, the folks here love Ryan Nielsen. He turned our defense around amazingly this year. I mean, we had a top 10 defense, and they were not the reason we lost games. They were the reason we were in most of the games and, we had a chance to win. It was our offense who were averaging 18 points a game with an offensive guru as a head coach. That was the reason we could not get over the hump, or, we were 2-6 against losing teams, for Christ's sake. So, I mean, that's not good. I mean, that's terrible. But just to
who's counting?
I mean, yeah, who's counting? I started doing. That's what's funny. I started doing the all 22 reviews the week of the Minnesota game, which Josh Dobbs literally had just got traded to the team and got off the plane 3 days prior and comes and beats us in Atlanta. I'm like, dude, are you serious? It was ridiculous. But and I'm not worried about like, obviously we know Bill can coach a defense. We know he can run a defense, and we've got obviously some damn good players on our defense, and we'll probably add to it. Whether we need a pass rusher still, and we're going to get Troy Anderson back. Grady Jarrett missed most of the season being hurt. We're going to get him back. So defense is good, and we just need. I'm not sure that is Josh McDaniels going to come with Bill? Is he going to go? Is he going to go outside his tree and find somebody? Is Joe Brady possibly? Like, I don't know. It's like that's I'm not worried about the defense. Like everybody's more concerned. Like we got to get a quarterback one, because the quarterback's y'all all know it's the most important position in the team, most important position in football. If you don't got it, I don't care what your scheme is, you ain't gonna win. So like we've got to hit on the quarterback. Like I said, I'm fine. If you want to get Kirk was having the career of his in the season of his career before that Achilles injury. And if he was the type of guy like Lamar who ran all the time, I'd be kind of concerned. But it's Kirk Cousins. Like, he's not trying to run anywhere. So that Achilles should be okay once it's healed. But it's got plenty for us to talk about, man. We've got so many people, man.
I don't think he wants Ritter anymore. I think that
sure don't, man.
I know. I got Terrell there, Realism Sports. I got Terrell. Always much respect to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well out there. Ben, my new coach. We got the A1 forever.
Chris, what's up, brother?
A1 sauce for me. A1 forever. Lions, Ravens. It'd be interesting. Lions, Ravens Super Bowl. That would be like, to me, when I'm like I said, NBA fan. Bucks, Suns. It's just a random one to me if you get those like kind of teams going together in a matchup with it. We see Lamar getting his first ring, but it's probably going to be Niners versus Chiefs. I don't think Niners fans want that out of here. Just to let you know, I don't think Niners fans out here in the Bay Area want to see Mahomes and Andy Reid on the sideline. Fields and Belichick, a little love there with it. I don't want Fields as the quarterback for the Falcons. So,
yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's we're all over the place, buddy. We're all over the place. I mean, I'm not even opposed. Like, I'm not opposed to Fields. I mean, you look at Fields' first 17 games in the league, they were terrible, but he had the worst offensive line in the league, zero weapons whatsoever. And then
Mooney, he had nothing.
Exactly. And then you look at his last 17 or whatever it was, and they greatly improved because he had a better offensive line and some actual weapons to use. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm not totally out on him either. It really just depends on, like, again, who's running the offense, Yeah.
Jimmy, bigger picture, do you think if Bill Belichick doesn't get the job with the Falcons, he gets the job somewhere else?
He's going to be attached to pretty much all of the jobs, I feel like. I could see him maybe taking a season and assessing. Like, maybe there's a couple teams that are close. Maybe it is an AFC East thing, and he does want to get back in there and get Josh Allen next season. But I would – he's either going to go something big, or he's just going to sit on his hands for a season and figure out where he's going next year. I don't think that he's done coaching. I just don't know if he's ready to – I don't think he's going to make a decision and jump right into something that he's not 100% certain is going to work.
It will be interesting with him just because Jordan, like you said, like, he's just this iconic coach, him, Bill Walsh. Like, he's in this Lambeau Field type category, right? So you get like this kind of like the deep voice always will come with him forever in terms of when we announce him. So I don't know. Like, it'll be interesting if he doesn't go with the Falcons. Go ahead.
He can't hang his hat on the last couple of years. You can't go from being one of the most prestigious head coaches of all time to kind of how things ended in New England, just so stale and bland. And Mac Jones was kind of a lightning rod when he got there. They went 10-6. They made a playoff appearance, and then everything just kind of fell apart. Things got old. He brought in old coaches to try to help. They were throwing Band-Aid after Band-Aid. They really didn't swing big on the draft. They didn't get the free agent signings that they were used to when Brady was there. Get the Mosses and the Welkers and everybody else coming over. It just things just got really stale there, and I don't think he can hang his hat on that. There's no way.
Hey, I like my guys comment here. If Bill goes, I don't hate this one. I'm just saying, I don't hate this one. If that happened, there's a little like, I'm not going to hate that one if that ever happens.
That could throw a wrench into things if he's fired. Yeah, for sure. You never know. I mean, I just
a Revenge of the Sith right there. If he went to the Buffalo Bills, that would be that.
Can you imagine that fan base? Holy hell!
Oh my goodness. Yeah, they would like, that'd be like a whole 360 there with them. All right. Yeah. So like, John, appreciate you answering that. Give us a little Falcons kind of update there. As this is big, like I said, big game hunting. We'll see where you guys end up here. I know it's going to be big news. We'll be sure to follow that out of your Falcon Mind podcast. We got Harbaugh in the mix. We got Belichick. We got Vrabel in the mix here in a few weeks. Who knows what's happening there? So be sure to stay tuned out of your Falcon Mind with that. They'll give you the update with that. All right. We're entering the fourth quarter of the pod here with it. I always like to do before we get to our predictions for the championship round here, just a quick little things. I like people to reflect a little history here with it. Finally, yes, he likes it. We want Ritter. Terrell, he came. John said it. No more Ritter. We believe in him.
No.
We believe in John.
But we just needed to see it though. That was all.
Yeah.
Like, we were told that we were sold that with Bijan and Drake London and Kyle Pitts and John O. Smith and Matt Collins and Tyler Algier that we didn't need a quarterback to be amazing. We just needed to play league average, and our guy was going to scheme up some crazy shit. We were going to score 35 points a game. And our quarterback was not league average, and our dude didn't scream up anything, and we sucked on offense. So that's how that worked. And but
two Ravens, you wanted to have a quarterback behind a great defense.
That's good.
Yeah. I mean, we weren't even league average, and that was both guys. That was Ritter and Taylor. I mean, like, and Taylor Heineke came in and was supposed to, and that
just saying those names makes me want to puke. Like, those aren't even like. That's not even like
those guys are going to go head to head in the UFL championship. Watch.
Derek Carr, you couldn't beat him.
Oh, damn.
All right, let me keep it moving here. NFL Divisional. We're wrapping it up here, talking the gridiron. Get in the fourth quarter. Appreciate anybody coming in. I love it. John, appreciate you taking the time to do it out of your Falcon Mind stream in there. We got it on Far Into the Bench too. They got it there. We got it here at Variety Sports Network. I'm Daren Breyer, Fat Boy Fadeaway Sports. We got Jimmy Pilato, Far Into the Bench. Jimmy Maxon over here, and John out of your Falcon Mind. Mike, one of these times, sir. One of these times we'll get you out here with it. I have some questions for you. I actually have a few for you. Watch your show. I have a few for you. So one of these times,
a whole list.
I'll get you. I have a few of them. I want to know about that episode where he was like, looked like he was fishing or something. I got to talk about him with one of these times. We'll get with it. All right. I always like this before, like I said, fourth quarter pod here. NFL divisional round memories. I have a few kind of here on the ticker below. Come on, people. Give me a few. I like to reflect a little bit. I have a few with it. We had, of course, these Chiefs and Bills just a few years ago. We talked about that one in 2022. My dad, the miracle, the sea of hands, the Oakland Raiders. Someone we get Stabler. He catches. We have that out here. That's a big deal. I had John just for you, your Falcons over the Niners, 1999. I had to throw that out for you. And one of my favorite ones here is you kind of see it come in the bottom. Big Ben, a saving tackle off after Bettis' fumble. Jerome Bettis fumble at the goal line. Somehow Big Ben runs them down there at the goal so they keep alive. Those are just some those jump out to me. I'm not ever going to mention the Tuck rule in my lifetime. That does not count as a big game. Jimmy Pilato, is there a divisional round game that stands out to you, sir?
I think the Flacco miracle in Denver and that cold-ass game that Nico was talking about a couple weeks ago where his Philly cheesesteak froze from the time he bought it at the stand when he got back to his seat. Also, obviously, like the Bengals beating the crap out of the Titans a couple years ago, making it to the AFC Championship for the first time since 91.
That's a good one.
Giving up 10 sacks. 10 sacks.
And still winning.
Pulled off the win. Amazing.
10 sacks. That's got to be one of the more – and that is like one of the more –
It's the most. It's the most.
It's the most.
Most that's happened in a win by far. That has to be.
That's insane. This one, Freddie Mitchell, I do remember that one against the Packers, getting that one in the divisional round. McNabb to him on a 4th and 22. He gets 24 yards down the middle. Mitchell there. John, does one stick out to you in division? It could be a Falcons one as well. I know you had a few against the Seahawks here too. So anything stick out to you?
Yeah, that 2012 against the Seahawks. Yeah, we went down and the Seahawks scored at the end of the game, but they left 31 seconds on the clock, and Matt Ryan drove back down the field, and Money Matt Bryant kicked the field goal to go up 30-28. So yeah, man, that was awesome.
That was a weird game too because you guys were up big in that game to start. And then
I know it's crazy.
Falcons fashion had to put you guys through a lot of stress.
Dude.
Had to make you guys sweat it out. Like that's what I mean. Like with our franchise, it's not like, yeah, let's get a win. It's just like, how can we give you a close heart attack? Maybe kill you at the end of the game, and then
then shake your hand, and then shake your hand after. It's like dude, I can't.
Cardiac cats, baby.
We can't. We can't relax at all until it's 0-0 on the clock, man. That's all it is. Yeah, and let's see what. Yeah, Realism said it was Vic winning in Green Bay divisional. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
yep,
that was huge. Yeah, first road game to win. Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah, you guys have some interesting history. The Niners one I remember out here, right? That's what I remember too.
Yeah.
Jordan, you got a couple that kind of come to mind too?
Just kind of the one we touched on. Tennessee in my, definitely in my memory bank with how bad the offensive line was and just the magic Joe Burrow just extending plays and really making a lot of things happen under I believe we had the worst center in the league.
Yes.
Coming off
Yeah.
double ACL surgery, or God, it was something awful. My hats off to him because he started out as a guard, but I can't for the life of me remember his name. Jimmy, help me out.
Trey Hopkins, isn't it?
Trey Hopkins, you're right. It was Trey Hopkins was just weekend
Filling in for Billy Price, who was our second round savior.
He can snap it though. What a snap! What a snap!
Billy Price was our savior because we got BJ Hill from it. So that's will go down as the greatest trade for me in my lifetime as a Bengals fan, because BJ Hill has been the definition of consistency at the position. So
I love it. All right, so we got some divisional one that as a kid you always saw in the ESPN Classics. Obviously, was not alive for it. But the Chargers, what was it? Winslow, had a massive game against the Dolphins. That one, I just remember seeing that one every week on ESPN Classic during the year. Winslow, not Kellen Winslow, people. We don't want to go there with it, but it's his father. He ended up with it, so he got with it. He ended up with the big game against the Dolphins. Talking the gridiron. Hey, it's almost midnight your time, John. We can have some fun here on talking the gridiron with it. It's only 7:20 here, so I got to keep it a little safe for the kids. All right. Who you got next week? We got to it. We're in the middle of the fourth here. We're the Bills driving. Don't turn it over, Bills. Detroit Lions, San Francisco 49ers. All right. So for me, obviously, I feel like the Niners I feel like it's set up for them. Right, you don't have the Eagles at their highest peak. I feel like the Lions are a year behind. That's what I feel like. Maybe they'll prove me wrong, and they'll be like the Falcons against the Vikings and do something crazy here at a championship game and throw it off. A little positive note for you there, Falcons fans, joining us tonight. Again, that stat is wrong. I guess it's 3 times. It was 1953, 1957, folks, and 1983. So this will be the 4th matchup in Lions history. I was not alive in 1983. 1984, I was born. So we get Lions-Niners history here. Who gets it done, Jimmy? Lions or Niners?
I'm going to be the biggest Lions fan on Sunday when this is happening, only for the fact that then when Brian and Tyler do come back on, I can look at them and say that they were wrong. And they can look at me and say, yes, I admit that I was wrong. I should not have been taught. You're right. I'm dumb. I'm wrong. You're pretty. I'm ugly. You're handsome. I'm just not that attractive.
All right, you're big. I'm small.
If it goes the other way, I know that I'm going to have to return the favor, but that's the life that we live. We're in the content game. We're in the analyzation game. I don't like the way the 49ers have gone about this season. I don't know what it is. It's been off for me all year. So I love the way that Detroit plays. They are one of the few teams that I think they say that they're about grit, and you can actually see, like Frank Ragnow got stepped on, rolled up, pile driven all in the same play, like 3 or 4 plays in a row, and he just kept getting back up. It's like, have my guard pick me up, set the huddle, because I'm still dazed and confused from the play before. Like, Vita Vea is like black in a Coke machine. What the? Okay, on to, ready? Here we go. And I'm going to do it again. Like, they are the toughest team in all of professional sports.
And their running backs are really coming on right now late, like Gibbs, and they got some momentum there. It'll be interesting. Goff coming back, like I said, to the Bay Area. Just this was his team growing up. It's kind of one of those moments. Like, it's kind of funny to see. We'll see what the weather's like. It's been raining a lot out here, so we'll kind of see there. What do you make of it, John? Who do you think kind of represents the NFC? Did you face the Lions this year?
Yes, and we lost. Yeah,
you lost. That was a close game. I feel like no,
that wasn't. No,
that wasn't.
We I think we kept it somewhat close in the first half, and then they just kind of took off the second half. But yeah, I mean, I want the Lions to win, but I think the 49ers will probably. I think it'll be a close game, like a 27-24 type of thing, coming down to the end. Because I think both teams will be like Jimmy said. I mean, like, the Lions are not going to quit, man. They've got some studs that on defense as well. Even though the pass defense is kind of iffy. I mean, Brian Branch has been a ridiculously good rookie this year. So, I mean, made some plays today. And if Debo's out, that could be an issue for San Francisco. But, I mean, they still got plenty of weapons. So, I mean, I still kind of give them the edge.
Jordan, who you got?
I'm going Detroit on this. And
Bobby Lade.
A little bit of reason why, because if you looked at where most of the Packers' success was, besides Jordan Love being mobile, the run game, the Packers brought the house on the run game. 108 yards from the back by himself. I think 145 yards as a team on the ground. And if I'm Detroit, I am mauling at that. Detroit's got a much better offensive line than Green Bay. Detroit has a much better backfield. They have lightning and thunder, two-headed backfield. Jared Goff isn't going to make those boneheaded passes. Jordan Love's age in the game of football on a professional level kind of showed there. First down, he had 2 timeouts on first down, and he threw the ball across his body across the field. I don't think you're not going to see that from Goff. Goff isn't going to put him in that situation. And Goff has better weapons on the outside and on the inside. So I think Detroit's going to take this. They have the momentum. They're the story. Kind of what Jimmy was saying. They have more grit than most teams right now. And the 49ers, when they have been pushed around this season, you saw them kind of shut down. Brock Purdy kind of goes into a shell. The sideline kind of implodes on each other. And you haven't seen that from Detroit this year, body language wise. And I'll even say, Burrow went in kind of half damaged and exposed the 49ers. Cleveland beat the 49ers kind of with that same formula of run the rock and play good defense. So they've been exposed a couple times this year with that formula. So make no mistake, I think it's going to be a close game, but Detroit's going to shorten the game on offense and keep a lot of Purdy's hands. And I think they're going to come out with a win. I think it's going to be 31-28, 27-24. I think Detroit's going to win this. Absolutely.
I love it. I love everything you just said. That was fantastic.
That would be a huge loss to Niner. Just somebody that would be like one of those epic losses in Niner history that you lost the Packers in '96. That would fall into that category. It'll be interesting. Hutchinson usually lines up on the right side of the Niners. He won't probably line up against Trent Williams more. So that'll be interesting on that side how the Niners deal with that. Jimmy, as a former offensive lineman, you'll know what I mean with that. It'll be interesting how how they use the guard, what the Lions do blitzing in that sense. We'll probably have a few preview shows of that on Variety Sports Network. So that's a big game here with that. And we'll probably be here for Championship Sunday as well. Who you got? Ravens, Chiefs, gentlemen. This is AFC. Jimmy, we're AFC people here. So this is a big one. I don't want the Chiefs to win. That's where
I don't want either team to win. Can nobody win and we just have the NFC Championship be the Super Bowl this year?
I kind of feel like I'm going to say it that's a good point. Can we just both teams lose? Can both teams lose on this one? I just feel like
call Goodell to flip a coin and let's settle it with.
And somehow the Bengals win, or the Bengals get screwed and lose their first round draft pick out of the coin toss.
You lose your first round pick. I guess my thought is with this feels a lot now like how Allen was. We just talked about Allen with the Bills. Like those conversations we said with this is big for Allen to overcome this little pig in the right here. Like Mahomes is that guy. He is what Brady was now, like in the AFC. This is the guy you knock off. This is the coach you knock off if you want to be a big boy and you want to be a player in the AFC. So this is what I say for the Ravens, and like we just saw with the Bills, this is a do or die game for them. I feel like, you know what I mean. This would be a tough offseason. You lose this game at home. What do you think of that, Jimmy?
I think that they had expectations, but I still think that they're probably gonna stand pat. The Ravens organization is successful the way that they are and consistent because they don't make rash decisions. So, yeah, they're not going to be happy if they lose, especially being another number one seed and blowing that again. But I don't think that we're going to see any rash changes, like maybe a coordinator if one side of the ball doesn't look great. But I see they didn't have the rust like I saw in San Francisco after not playing their guys for the last 2 weeks. They look ready to go. And I gotta be thinking that they all know, like, what we're talking about is not a secret. Everybody in the NFL knows if you're playing Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs over the past few years, you normally go to the Super Bowl. That's the way that it's worked. Going all the way back to Brady in Mahomes' first season as a starter, he had to beat the Chiefs to get to the Super Bowl and represent the AFC. So the Ravens know this. I think the Ravens are not going to bend to what the Chiefs want to do, and the Chiefs are going to have to find a way to make those extra plays, but they somehow always make them in the postseason.
Right on the money there, John. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I agree, but I'm going to go Ravens. I'm going to go Ravens with it. I think they can get it done. I think they have a lot of good juju around that team, and defense is playing well, offense is playing well. Lamar, I think, is confident right now, and like I said, I think Todd Monken is the kind of the key factor in this whole thing. I think the way he can scheme this offense against KC, he can exploit them where they're weak, and they'll be. I think it's hard to ever bet against Mahomes. It's like he always pulls some crazy shit out of the hat, but. I think it'll be a close game. I think it's gonna be like one of those 3-6 point type of games, just like the NFC one.
Jordan,
I think it's going to be a close game, but a part of me is I'm really favoring Kansas City in this, and I just think Mahomes just makes those plays. He
does.
He just does. I think he extends drives. He keeps things going, and they. Whether or not the drop factor is actually going to show up on this, because the Ravens are a lot better defense than anything they've played really all year. So I think that they're going to make him uncomfortable, and it kind of pains me to say that Kansas City is going to win this, but it just seems like they make those plays. But when Mahomes does get frustrated this season in particular, this is the most interceptions he's ever thrown in his career. He's struggled when offensive. He's got probably one of the worst left tackles in the league.
Yeah.
At least the most penalized. We know that on paper. That's going to be a huge factor, especially being in a Ravens house. So, I think he finds a way. I think it's going to be Kansas City that has the ball last, and I think it's going to be one of those, 27, 24, 30, 31, 28. I think you're going to see a lot of fireworks on both ends. Each offense is going to get it done, but at the end of the day, I think Mahomes kind of stamps his legacy on this game. I think he gets the win, against all odds, with his worst offensive line, with his worst receiving core that he's ever had.
Would that enhance his legacy? I'm sorry, it would, in terms of this is the way media is now. Like him with 2 road wins, you couldn't win. So that would do a lot for him to win at Buffalo, at Baltimore, 2 quarterbacks. Mahomes or Jackson, that's probably going to win the MVP. A lot of people, Allen, who knows, could get second in MVP. He beats both of them. Yeah, that's a pretty good thing for him and Brittany Mahomes to go to worry about there on those side of things. All right, so we got that. We'll look into it. This could be their first appearance. It could be in Vegas. Could we have another blackout if it's Niners versus Ravens in a dome? Will there be another halftime blackout? And maybe the Niners make a little late comeback. All right, last part of the show here, guys. It's been a great show. Appreciate all the comments. Want to get a couple in here real quick. We got here. I predicted Niners versus Ravens at the beginning of the year. That's a good prediction. That might come true there. That might happen. Lions versus Ravens. I think that's what a lot of people want to see now is Lions. That's that team right there. That's the kind of upset team. For me, that first team that was an upset team for me was the Colts when Jim Harbaugh was the quarterback of the Colts. And like they made this run as a wild card team. That was my first team. Where it's like I want to see the Colts in there. And I remember this guy made fun of me as a 4th grader wearing a Colts hat. I was not happy about that. All right, so we got that with it. Still scars me to this day, people. All right, I'd like to see Lions and Ravens. We'll see that too. All right, last part here. Game ball. I'm going to start it out. It's got to go to my guy here in Northern California, Jared Goff. The stats don't say it's not 400 yards, but like I said, no turnovers. Was efficient with it. He gets it. He gets the Lions to the championship for the first time since 1991. Jordan, somebody jump out to you that you want to get a game ball to, coach, player, anything like that?
I'm going to go with somebody who didn't win, but won in the long term. I'm going to go with Jordan Love. Played in a kind of an out of his mind game. His
I like that call.
His inexperience showed up. Like I said, first down thrown across his body. Trying to make the play. So definitely game ball goes to Jordan Love. He tested the 49ers to the absolute max in the division round, and that can't be coached. That's definitely some grit there. Definitely some just something about them. They found a winner there. They have a lot to look forward to, especially being the youngest team in the playoffs moving forward now. So.
I was messing with Tyler, the linebacker that caught it this morning, because I was talking to him about it. I was so happy when Greenlaw caught the ball. Then I was like, I was jumping. I looked over and he was still running. Get down, you idiot! Get down! What are you doing?
Set up the clock, Daddy.
What are you doing?
He's lucky a lineman didn't get a hold of him and punch that out.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been Patriots Chargers all over again from 20 plus years ago, where they get that with it. Jordan Love, Jordan, no shock. You pick a Jordan here for game ball. That's not a surprising case there. John, are you gonna pick a John? No, John. Who do you got for game ball this week? Divisional round, or a team, coach, anything you got for maybe gets game ball this week in the NFL?
I mean, I could go easy and say Lamar, but I'll say actually I'll go Isaiah Pacheco. I mean,
That's a
I
good
think
Respect
97 yards. I think he was averaging 6.5 yards a carry during the game, and like I think he's actually the key factor for that game next week. I think if they can somehow keep him kind of under wraps and again not running like somebody's got his kids locked in the basement, then they may have a good chance. But like, I mean, he just runs angry, man. He runs freaking angry. That's a great call, Chris. Mike McDonald.
Yeah.
Another guy I would like to have in Atlanta. Yeah, I mean, Pacheco, man, he's the key in that offense. Even as good as Mahomes is, if like he makes Mahomes' life so much easier and opens up that pass game, man.
I don't know if Snead was on Diggs the whole time. I saw him. Yeah, I don't know if he was on him the whole time there, but Snead has been good with the Chiefs in the playoffs. Jimmy, game ball.
Shouldn't be a surprise. I'm going with the fat guy that I already mentioned, Frank Ragnow, because
Yes.
it's a gutsy performance. That's a tough thing to do. And to do it at this point in the season when you're already beat all to hell and stand up against that 350-pound monster. I don't envy him, but damn it, that was something special.
Got a few ice baths in his future for sure.
Yeah.
Just a little.
That's just the life of an offensive lineman. You go back to the doctor 10 years later. My dad had it. The doctor looked at him. He goes, you have like microfractures and bone chips all on your ankles, right? You get stepped on a lot. And he's like, yeah, I played offensive line. I was a center, so I got stepped on by 5 other 500-pound offensive, like 500 pounds every single play. Yeah, I did. Nico went to the doctor the other day. Said that he had so he and I used to do Oklahoma drills together. We would hit each other, and then the helmet would smash down on our nose, and we thought it was cool because we'd start bleeding. Well, turns out he has a 90% blockage in his nose from all that trauma that we did to each other. He was showing me. He's like, he can't breathe out of one side of his nose. I was like, oh, that's my bad. That's on me.
Ooh,
that's old offensive lineman shit right there. That's what I love.
Nico, be proud. One of my favorite fullbacks, John Ritchie, would always get that on the Raiders. He started bleeding out of it, played for the Eagles late there in his career. They would always get that with it. So, guys, great show here on Talking the Gridiron. Jordan Maxon, fantastic. We've been doing a lot of work with the pre-games here with it. Jimmy, we've been doing a lot with that. You guys had a great episode of Far to the Bench this week. You guys did a good job with that. You gave Nico the belt. I'm glad to see you got him the belt here this week on that with it. John, obviously, a real pleasure to have you on this week on the show. Obviously, you guys have been just killing it over there with it. I appreciate you coming on Talking the Gridiron. Let us kind of do a mega cast with you guys. Appreciate all the comments that you've brought with us on this. Is obviously part of you. This is part of your job, part of you. I'm not going to take credit for it. So this is you. This is your guys, your hard work with it. Falcons fans, Falcons Nation. Jimmy, we always give you guys a bad time whatsoever, but we appreciate you over there with it. And I appreciate you coming on and, Variety Sports Network and Seminole Costumes. But it was fun here, man, to get a full show with you.
Absolutely, yeah, dude. It's been. We were hoping to get it earlier in the year, but yeah, it's great to do. Good to do now during the playoffs. And like I said, when Mike's laptop's up and working, we got to get him back on, and just have a maybe even after the divisional or after the NFC or after before the Super Bowl or something like that. Yeah, something like that. But it'd be fun, man. But yeah, like I said, man, guys, for anybody that's tuned in on our channel, man, if y'all could pop over to Variety Sports real fast, drop them a sub. Like I said, you can keep up with everything going on over there too. You won't miss shows like this, and then Sunday morning tailgate as well, which kind of gets you ready for the day as far as NFL games go, and then college football. I know everybody college football fans as well. A lot of them are that watch our show, so they have you covered there as well. And NBA talk, college basketball talk, you name it, man. A lot of good stuff going on. So, and Daren, I always appreciate you guys, man. It's a pleasure to be on, man.
And maybe we'll get you in a few months here for some Braves baseball. Here
I'm ready, man.
Sorry, Jimmy. Atlanta Thrashers.
Baseball.
7 days out, baby.
Future AL West champion Colorado Rockies right here.
The Salt Lake City A's, the AL West champion, Salt Lake City.
I keep trying to get Daren to just switch over. We already have an A. It's just a different color. I mean,
Matt Olson, you got Sean Murphy.
Exactly.
You got some guys there.
This would be a very easzy switch for you, buddy. But no, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, seventh inning stretch will be fun. Oh, and seventh inning stretch for any baseball fans, man. It's a fan. I was on that show several times.
You were on it quite a bit this year with this.
Yeah,
right?
so I'll probably be back on there again. So
no, I appreciate you guys do for your channel. You guys keep me motivated, just kind of what you guys have been doing with your stuff there. So And like I said, we got a lot of comments on this week. Mets over Brace yet. We just try to rub it into John there at the end. We try to get a little John shot in there at the end.
Nah.
That's my
Mets are good at spending a lot of money, but not getting a whole lot out of it. But
well, there is that part of it.
Keep on doing that.
And next week we have NFC Championship football, people. I mean, we're talking prime football here, 12 o'clock. Like we said, we got a great matchup.
They start at 12 o'clock for you?
For me, it's a 12 o'clock start. 12 and then 3:30 is the NFC Championship. Like I said, I don't even know how you guys can start football.
No wonder people are doing when you're so goddamn happy. They get football and then they still have the rest of the day.
Exactly. I got 10 o'clock football, 1 o'clock. Like I said it last night. The fact that a game like it would start at 8:15 blows my mind. I can't even it boggles my mind. A game started at 8:15 at night. Like it's absolutely. I don't know how you guys do it out there. How do you work? Nice job. I'm impressed every time with it. So
that was the weirdest thing we lived in Vegas for 3 years, and that was the oddest thing. Like waking up and like having football at 10:30. I was like, what the hell is going on? I mean, like this is. I'm like half asleep, and then I'm like, then the games are over at 4. I'm like, shit, I can actually do something now. Like Jimmy was saying, I got stuff I can actually do the rest of the day. This is wild.
You can't go too many Irish coffees in. You get 4 o'clock.
No, dude. And but what sucked was I was like, we were like night owls, and I would sleep late, so I'd miss game day. I'd miss NFL countdown because that shit was always way earlier before I was getting up. So I'm getting up right when the games are coming on. So
London. I love those London games here in Ohio because it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. I got my coffee.
5 a.m.
on.
5 a.m. I'm like that Dolphins Chiefs this year. 5 a.m. I was like, I'll catch you at the third quarter. I'll catch you there. 5 a.m. start. But if you're Hawaii, 2 a.m. All right, so then we got that with it. If you want to really go over it, and that's always the fun part of that with it. I was like, just the crazy starts here, East West. So I'm glad we can make it work with it. All right, talking the gridiron, Jimmy. We're down to 2 more. We got probably 2-3 episodes left. Us in the bank here, talking the gridiron. We've made it through the playoffs here. John, Jordan, appreciate we had a good show tonight. Appreciate anybody that joined in with us. Remember, we said like, subscribe, Variety Sports Network, Out of Your Falcon Mind, Far Into the Bench, over at Fat Boy Fadeaway. If you got a heart and a soul, you can go over there as well. Enjoy it and kind of like us over there. John, a big fan favorite here. We're glad to have him on with it. Boys, I'd say that's a hell of a show, and that's a hell of a night. Talking the gridiron here, NFC AFC divisional round for Jimmy Pilato, for Jordy Maxson, for John from Out of Your Falcon Mind. We'll hope to see you again, folks. See ya.